Hey guys, welcome to the 12th C# tutorial that I'm making for the new Boston. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to use lists. So all you're going to need for this tutorial is a button, and once you have it on your form, just go ahead and double click on it. Alright, so a list is very similar to an array. The only difference is when you're creating a list, or when you define a list, you don't have to specify the amount of elements that will be inside of your list. For example, if we were to create an array right here, actually a string array, and just call it my array, I guess, and set it equal to a new string array, then inside of these two brackets, we have to specify the amount of elements that will be inside of your array. So if you always want there to be 4 or something like that, well, that's fine. But in some instances, you're not going to know the amount of elements that will be inside of your array. So instead of having to do something complicated, what you can do is just create a list. So to create a list, you're just going to want to type list. And then following that, you're going to want to put a less than and a greater than sign. And then inside of here is where you're going to want to put the type of list that you're going to want to have. And we're just going to create a string list. So I'm just going to type in there string. Alright, and then after this, you're just going to want to type the name of your list. I'm just going to call it names, because we're just going to have a bunch of names inside of this list. And then you're just going to want to set it equal to a new list. And make sure that these types are the same, so if you're creating a string list, you must set it equal to a list of strings, or it's just not going to work. And as you can see right here, we didn't have to specify the amount of elements that would be inside of our list, or the amount of strings that would be inside of our list. And this is very useful. So in order to add elements to our list, all we have to do is type the name of our list, which is just names, and then do dot, and then add. And then inside of these two parentheses right here, we're just going to want to type what we want to add. So if we want to add a person's name like Adam, I'll just add Adam to this names list. So now, inside of our names list, there's currently one element, or one string. So if I wanted to access that, all I would have to do is names for my list, and then just put 2 brackets. And then inside of here, the index of the string that I want to access. And since currently there's only one element or one string inside of my list, I'll just put 0 in there. So a list, just like arrays, start counting at 0. So the beginning element inside of the array, or this list, is 0. So if we put 0 in here, we're just going to access this Adam element, or this Adam string. So let's just go ahead and display this inside of a message box and see what we get. And we should just get Adam inside of a message box. Alright, so let's just debug here, and yep, we get Adam. Alright, and if we wanted to add more elements, or more strings, we could just go ahead and add more. So we just do names for our list, do dot add, and then inside of these 2 parentheses, the string that we want to add to our string list. So if we just want to add, I guess, Joe, we could do that. So now, in our names list, we have 2 strings. We have Adam, and we have Joe. So if I wanted to access Joe, I would just put a 1 inside of there. So inside of our list, let me just do a comment right here, and I'll just say inside of our list we have Adam and we have Joe. Alright, so if I wanted to access this Joe, I'd have to put 1, since it starts counting at 0. So it goes 0, then 1, and so on. So I'll do 1, and I should get Joe inside of a message box. Yep, perfect. And you can create a list of any type you want. For example, if we just wanted to create a list of I guess integers, we could just put int inside of there, and then we could call our list something. I'm just going to call it numbers, and set it equal to a new list of integers. So now this works just like before with the names. So if I wanted to add another number or another integer to my list of ints, I would just do numbers for my list right there, do dot add, and then inside of here I just have to put the int, or the integer that I want to add to my list. So if I just want to add the number 5, I'll just put 5 in there. And now, inside of my list, I currently have 1 element, or 1 number. So I just have 5. So if I want to access that, I'll just have to do numbers, and then 0, since there's only 1 element inside of there. So it starts counting at 0, so 0. And then I'm just going to have to convert this into a string. So I'm just going to have to do dot toString so that we can view it in our message box. And I should get 5 in message box when I debug here. Yep, perfect. If I wanted to add another number, I could just do number, or numbers for my list right here, and then do dot add to add another number to our list, or another integer. And I'll just add 667. So now inside of our integer list, we have 5 and 667. So it starts counting at 0, and then we get 1, and so on. So if I want to access 667, I'm just going to have to put a 1 inside of here. And now I should just get 667 inside of a message box. Yep, perfect. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial on using lists. So, see you guys.